Fox News. Breaking news.
A beautiful young college student is dead tonight, and the Biden administration knew her killer was dangerous. They knew he would run. They released him anyway. Her name was Sheridan Gorman, and the documents just released by House Judiciary Republicans expose a cover-up so grotesque, so deliberately reckless, that every American needs to see what their government did. This illegal alien had no ID, had no address, no legitimate asylum claim, and border officials literally wrote that he was likely to abscond. 2 weeks later, they let him walk free into America. Now Sheridan Gorman is gone. But here's what the media will not tell you. President Trump is ending this nightmare, and the numbers prove it. So think about what this moment means. This could be your daughter, your sister, your neighbor. Sheridan Gorman was a college student with her whole life ahead of her. She trusted that her government was protecting her. Instead, the former Biden administration turned her country into a hunting ground for criminal aliens. And this wasn't incompetence. The documents show that they knew, they wrote it down. Subject has no ID, likely to abscond, no verifiable contact information, no valid asylum claim. And they released him anyway because of lack of space. That's the excuse, lack of space. They couldn't find room in a detention center, so they released a dangerous criminal into your community. And it's not just Sheridan. Just this week, 2 Mexican cartel members were busted in Las Vegas with 30,000 fentanyl pills. That's enough poison to kill every person in a small American town. They had heroin, meth, an automatic rifle, $30,000 in cash. And how did they get here? The same open border policies that killed Sheridan Gorman. And speaking of protecting America, I need to tell you about a critical development that's coming straight from the Trump White House. They just announced over $30 billion to secure America's critical mineral supply chains, and they named a specific Alaskan project as a key strategic asset for U.S. mineral independence. I've been to the Vizsla copper drilling site in Canada myself. I've seen it with my own eyes. What's happening right now in Alaska is bigger than most people realize. President Trump just unveiled Project Vault. It's a $12 billion strategic minerals reserve designed to stockpile essential resources and keep America strong. This is about national security, folks. We can't depend on China for the materials that power our economy and our military. Vizsla Copper is positioning itself right at the center of this America First mineral strategy, and you can find them trading in the United States under VCUFF and in Canada as VCU.V. Check out the exclusive briefing. It's only for Next News viewers. It's linked below for full details on what this could mean for patriots who want to invest in American independence. And let me tell you what Tom Homan just said about the Democrats trying to stop all of this. See, Tom Homan came out of retirement twice to fight this battle. And you know what he said? He wakes up angry every single day because Democrats are actively trying to shut down DHS. They don't want ICE doing their job. They're protecting criminal aliens over the men and women who wear that badge, over you and your family. But here is where it gets really interesting. The establishment's throwing everything they have at President Trump to stop the deportations, and they're losing big time. And waiting to see what just happened to Judge Boasberg. Let's go to what Tom Homan had to say here. Democrats are trying to shut down ICE and DHS.
Back the second time out of retirement, because for 4 years I woke up every day pissed off about what the Biden administration did to our border and not letting ICE do their job. And I still wake up angry every day when I see stories like this because, again, they're shutting down DHS because they don't want ICE to do their job. They're protecting criminal aliens over the men and women who wear that badge and gun, and over the American citizens who are in danger in these sanctuary cities. So it's just, the world's upside down. But look, I've worked for the greatest president in my lifetime. We're not giving up. We're pushing forward. We are going to have a mass deportation operation. We'll keep that border secure. We're going to keep doing our job despite the hate, despite the rhetoric. And, you know, God bless the angel families. Another reason I came back out of retirement, I met hundreds of them. Their stories will never get old. But here's the issue, Laura. We're talking about this one attack in Florida. We'll be talking about something else next week and something else the following week. Every member of Congress, it should be a nonpartisan issue. Let ICE enforce the immigration law and make this country safer again. Every public safety threat we take off the street, makes this country safe. Every illegal alien we take off the street prevents a crime in the future. So let us enforce the law. We're going to do it without apology, and it should be a nonpartisan issue.
Nonpartisan, but no, they need those voters, don't they? Tom Homan's frustration with the Biden immigration policy brings the spotlight on the shocking arrest out of Las Vegas, where cartel members seemingly ushered in by Democrat policies face significant charges. Look at what you see on your screen there. Look at that cache of contraband that was confiscated. Here's the local report on it.
Men have been arrested in Las Vegas after a massive drug seizure by federal agents. The Department of Justice released this photo of all that was seized as part of the investigation. Officials say federal law enforcement officers executed multiple warrants and about 30,000 fentanyl pills, more than 2 kilograms each of fentanyl powder and heroin, a pound of methamphetamine, a semi-automatic rifle, and more than $30,000. Francisco Felix and Alexis Arturo Martinez were indicted for more than a dozen charges, including distribution of drugs and money laundering. A trial is expected to begin in June. They face up to life in prison if they're convicted.
For the drug bust in Las Vegas, we pivot to the sobering look at the border impact of Trump's policies. President Trump has stopped the abuse of our immigration system. Look at these numbers. Look at the drop-offs. Trump has cut legal immigration more than legal immigration, says 1 point. Legal entries by asylum seekers at U.S.-Mexico legal entry points are down by 99.9%. It's because those asylum seekers were fraudulent. That's why. Everyone before it? Look at that. In both terms, Trump slashed refugee admissions by 90%. Trump's $100,000 fee has likely cut H-1B visas by at least 25%. Trump has likely cut legal permanent immigrant visa issuances by about half. Trump's effort to curb illegal immigration contrasts sharply with the Biden administration's tragic missteps, including the release of criminal aliens who threaten American lives, as we tragically witness what happened with Sheridan Gorman. The criminal alien who killed a college student, Sheridan Gorman, apprehended at the border by Biden in 23, released 2 weeks later, noted by officials as likely to abscond. There he is. And there she is. As we mourn Sheridan Gorman's loss, due to these policies, damning documents reveal the Democrats were fully aware of the risk when releasing these dangerous criminals. House Judiciary GOP releasing this, that Democrats knew this man was dangerous and had no legitimate asylum claim, but they still released him. Subject was processed for a notice to appear and released on recognizance as per Section 212A6AI of the Immigration Nationality due to lack of space. The subject was unable to provide a valid U.S. address or verifiable point of contact. However, the subject stated they intend to reside in New Rochelle, New York. Subject has no ID. Judge Boasberg now has been blocked by the D.C. Court of Appeals from holding Trump officials in criminal contempt. He was attempting to block President Trump from deporting illegals under the Alien Enemies Act.
Breaking news at this hour coming out of the Supreme Court. The U.S. Supreme Court has handed President Trump a victory, letting him and his administration use the 1798 law that historically has been employed only in wartime to swiftly deport alleged Venezuelan gang members as part of the Republican president's hardline approach to immigration, granting that administration request to lift the Washington-based U.S. judge James Boasberg's March 15th order that had temporarily blocked the summary deportations under the Alien Enemies Act while litigation in the case continues. So the Supreme Court has weighed in.
That was a year ago. Under Biden, legal entries by asylum was under another name for fraud, a pretext to release millions of illegals into the country, no questions asked, with any hope of adjudication years and years away. It was an endless cycle of fraud. Thankfully, President Trump ended it. In a 2-1 vote, the D.C. Circuit panel has issued an extraordinary writ of mandamus ordering Boasberg to terminate his criminal contempt probe into the Trump administration's transfer of alleged Tren de Aragua members to El Salvador. Filed on April 14th in this year. So this just happened. Now here's what the mainstream media is desperately trying to hide from you. President Trump has cut asylum fraud by 99.9%. Okay, did you hear me? 99.9%. The entire scheme the Biden administration used to flood America with millions of illegal aliens has been demolished. Legal immigrant visas cut in half, refugee admissions slashed by 90%, H-1B visas down 25%, and when corrupt Judge Boasberg tried to hold Trump officials in criminal contempt for deporting dangerous gang members, the D.C. Circuit Court just blocked him 2-1. They issued an extraordinary writ of mandamus ordering him to terminate his contempt probe entirely. The most corrupt judge in America just got smacked down. You see, President Trump is winning. The deportations are happening, and there's nothing the open borders left can do to stop it. Now, let me be clear about what's happening right now. For 4 years, the Biden administration deliberately released dangerous criminals into your neighborhoods. They had the documents, they knew the risks, they did it anyway. And innocent Americans like Sheridan Gorman paid the ultimate price. But President Trump made a promise, and he's keeping it. The border is secure, the deportations are happening, the courts are backing him up, and the Democrats, they're in full panic because their entire open border scheme has been exposed and destroyed. So I needed to share this right now. Every American needs to see these documents. Every parent needs to know what the previous administration did to endanger their children. Drop a comment and tell me, should every official who released dangerous criminals face prosecution? Yes or no? And since you made it to the end of the video, text raw feed to 844-840-4963. Join the hundreds of Americans who are now bypassing the missed notifications and the algorithm and getting directly connected with me. I'll send a message to your phone. I will be respectful. I'm not going to spam you. I'm going to send you the information that you need so you can make informed decisions. While you're at it, check out the Next News merch shelf below this video and show the world where you stand. I'm Gary Franchi for the Next News Network. Stay informed and stay free.
The system controls information. Information control is power.
They don't want you to see this.
The truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now.